He's got the fewest reps in camp, and he's got a sore arm. Why? Well, people say he throws a lot before practice and after practice. Well, how counterproductive is that?
I'm sure there's a method to the madness.
Tony, I be hoping you be. Hold on. Tony, I be hoping you got something positive to say about me. You only say negative stuff about me. And I'm like, I ain't do nothing to you.
No, don't think that.
I ain't seen nothing positive that you ever say.
Shedeur Sanders had just put on a show-stopping performance, and there was one person who wasn't about to get a free pass: Tony Grossi. Known for his relentless criticism, Grossi had never uttered a single word of praise about Shedeur. But this time, Shedeur wasn't backing down. With fire in his eyes and a chip on his shoulder, he stepped right up to Tony and asked, "So, Tony, you got anything positive to say about me now?" He didn't stop there. "You've been throwing shade at me for no reason, but I haven't done a thing to you. Why's that, man?" The tension was palpable. This wasn't just a confrontation. It was a moment that would spark conversation for days. What happened next? You're not going to want to miss it. But before we dive in, if you're a Shedeur fan, hit that like button and subscribe, because this is Shedeur's community.
I think I'm positive everything. What I'm saying? Come on, Tony. What I do to you, Tony?
Shedeur Sanders' bold questions left Tony Grossi stunned. The veteran writer, visibly frustrated, couldn't mask his irritation. It was clear the confrontation had hit a nerve, but let's be honest, he had it coming. After years of unfair criticism, Shedeur had every right to stand up for himself. Just when the tension seemed like it was about to boil over, Sanders did something unexpected. With a smirk, he diffused the situation with a laugh, revealing it was all a setup. What started as a moment of high tension quickly turned into a playful tease. But deep down, Shedeur knew the truth. Tony Grossi had been unfair, and if those harsh words stung, Grossi better start learning how to handle it. Shedeur made it clear, no more complaining, because he's been taking notes. His fiery reaction wasn't an overreaction. It was a necessity. For too long, Grossi had ignored every positive aspect of Shedeur's game. He had even mocked Sanders' arm soreness on air, dismissing it like it was some kind of joke.
It was counterproductive because he's got a sore arm.
Okay, so you're using that as a negative against the kid?
I don't understand.
Jesus God, would you give him a chance?
Well,
My God,
here's the
because his
thing.
arm's sore?
Yeah.
What, that's a negative, that the kid's got a sore arm?
Yes.
Because he's working too hard? The hell out of it.
Working against who?
Cam Newton, never one to hold back, quickly dismissed Shedeur Sanders' immaculate passes in the game. He claimed that the true measure of a quarterback wasn't just about throwing perfect passes. It's about what you have from the neck up. According to Cam, being a great quarterback means more than physical talent. It's about scanning the defense, understanding the pressures, and making the right decisions under fire. While Cam acknowledged Shedeur's undeniable physical skills, he emphasized that the mental game was what would truly define his success. The ability to read defenders, anticipate movements, and stay composed in the most intense situations. That's what separates the good from the great.
He was a 5th-round pick. Put your head down and grind. The game is not just about completing the pass. The game is more focused on the neck up. Hey, what's my side adjust? Hey, who am I hot off of? What's my signal right here? What coverage are they in? Those are the things that if I'm Shedeur, I'm worried about. I ain't worried about what the popular pick in the media is.
Like seriously, Cam Newton is saying this? It's hard to believe, especially when you take a closer look at the game. Shedeur Sanders wasn't just slinging passes. He was reading defenses, making split-second decisions, and moving the ball downfield with surgical precision. Legendary coach Herm Edwards, always the seasoned strategist, had the perfect counter to Cam Newton's critique. Edwards broke down Shedeur Sanders' touchdown with the precision of someone who's seen it all. He praised the split-second read Sanders made, recognizing the small opening after Shedeur skillfully dodged the defense. Most quarterbacks would have hesitated, unsure if the window was big enough, but not Shedeur. The moment he saw that sliver of opportunity, he threaded the needle with pinpoint accuracy. Edwards, clearly impressed, made one thing crystal clear. That's the kind of play you don't often see from a rookie. It wasn't just physical skill, it was a veteran's move, showcasing Shedeur's poise and football IQ far beyond his years.
He squares his shoulders up again. I mean, this is the part. He looks down the field, finds a little window, threads it right in there. So that right there, for a rookie quarterback.
But deep down, we all know that Cam Newton is just playing the same role as Tony Grossi when it comes to Shedeur Sanders. He's the one who refuses to give credit for Shedeur's electrifying performances and constantly tries to spread negativity about his character. At one point during the draft, Cam even suggested that Shedeur had a tendency to shy away from real competition and challenges. He implied that Shedeur's confidence sometimes bordered on self-absorption, as if he truly believed no one else in the draft class was on his level.
The thing about Shedeur, I am the guy that's been pushing him to the greatness. I want to see Shedeur picked early. I want to see Shedeur picked as the first quarterback taken off the board. But Shedeur also does not want to be challenged. I said certain things that I'm just keeping it a buck and just say how I feel. That doesn't negate how I feel about him, his brother, his other brother, his sister, and his father.
Coming back to Grossi, Tony Grossi has always run a clear agenda against Shedeur Sanders. But what's even more telling is his complete silence when it comes to Jimmy Haslam. When Haslam tried to brush Shedeur off, claiming there was no reason why the Browns should be seen as the bad guys, Grossi said nothing. He didn't speak up when Shedeur was being dismissed, even though it was clear the young quarterback was being undervalued. Haslam even went as far as to say the Browns drafted Shedeur because they believed he was better than a fifth-round pick, yet Grossi remained quiet. Instead of standing up for Shedeur and calling out the disrespect, Grossi chose to stay on the sidelines.
And the owner both said because value. But he was worth more than a fifth-round pick. So I don't know why the Browns are like the bad guys in what's going on here.
Right.
That they mistreated him. They treated him better than 31 others.
Despite all the criticism he aimed at Shedeur, Tony Grossi kept on praising Dillon Gabriel. He went as far as declaring that the Browns didn't even need Shedeur Sanders in the mix, claiming that by drafting him, they had only complicated their situation. Grossi couldn't understand why people were saying Shedeur was being treated badly. In his eyes, the decision to draft Shedeur was a mistake, and he made it clear that he felt Gabriel was the better option.
Look at it as a 4-year plan, not a 4-week plan, heading into the opening of this season. I don't think they feel the urgency to rush either of those guys in. They want to develop them over time. And one may develop quicker than the other. They probably think it'll be Gabriel because of all the extensive work they've done on him. That's why they drafted him higher.
But Grossi's despise and hatred toward Shedeur couldn't stop him. Despite every word of criticism, Shedeur kept his focus and proved why he was predicted to be a top 2 pick. He didn't just play, he dominated. With every pass, every decision, and every drive, Shedeur showed exactly why he was the future of the league. In the end, Shedeur Sanders proved that no amount of criticism could define him or his future. From Tony Grossi's relentless negativity to Cam Newton's doubts and even Jimmy Haslam's dismissive remarks, Shedeur faced it all. Yet, despite the constant attacks on his character and abilities, he consistently responded with actions, not words. On the field, he showed why he was predicted to be a top 2 pick, dominating every moment with unmatched poise, precision, and leadership. His performance wasn't just a rebuttal, it was a declaration. Shedeur wasn't just proving his critics wrong, he was solidifying his place among the greats. The doubters, from Grossi to others, were quick to dismiss him, but their words couldn't outweigh his undeniable talent and growth. Each game, each pass, and each decision was a testament to his ability to perform under pressure. As Shedeur continues to rise, it's clear that no matter the noise from the outside, he's focused on his journey and what lies ahead. The question now isn't whether Shedeur will succeed, it's how long before those who doubted him finally acknowledge what he's already proven. The era of Shedeur Sanders is just beginning. Do you think Shedeur Sanders has silenced his critics with his performances, or will doubt persist? Is Cam Newton's critique on his mental game fair, or does Shedeur's play speak for itself? How long until people fully recognize Shedeur's potential? Share your thoughts. Do you believe he's already playing beyond his years, or is there more to prove?